Hello, everyone. Today, me and my group are going to be presenting our findings from the SWB survey that focused on AI usage and policy implementation. My name is Hannah.
I'm Anthony.
I'm gonna go.
And I'm Remy.
So, to look over a little outline of our presentation, first we'll do an introduction of SWB and just the general idea of our presentation. Then we'll look a little bit at the research questions as an overview, our methods of data collection, as well as more in-depth data analysis. And lastly, we'll talk about some recommendations that we have for both SWB as well as Cal Poly.
Okay. So, Statistics Without Borders is a volunteer-based pro bono organization that provides statistical expertise to organizations and individuals worldwide. Through this project, SWB aims to increase the number of skilled volunteers to support data collection and integration into their AI software, ultimately enhancing the intellectual well-being of consumers worldwide. Our group is helping SWB by creating our own survey to better understand the skills and knowledge students have about the use of AI in their courses. As for the method of collection, we ended up creating a survey. And with this survey, we contacted professors via email to give them insight about our survey and what our survey is the main focus of, and if they're able to share with their students in the beginning or at the end of class. We also walked into classrooms and personally proposed the survey to students. We also shared it to the survey to our friends, and some professors were nice enough and willing to share it to other professors. These are the research questions that we are going to be focusing on today in this presentation.
So now we'll get more into our data analysis. I think we have 7 points total. So yeah, Augie will get us started with this.
Okay, for our first research question, we have what activities are being held in student classrooms? For this question, we tried to determine what activities students took within the fall 2024 to spring 2025 school year. Some activities we have listed are case study analysis, business simulations, role-playing exercises, data analysis projects, business plan development, pinch competition or presentations, and here we have our statistical test, which is a frequency count. And for our interpretation, we saw that most students reported that the two most common activities in their classrooms are case study analyses as well as business simulations. This suggests that most classroom activities engage within simulations such as Stucant, as well as activities that use real information in cases. For our second research question, we tried to determine how students use AI tools. Some examples we have for why students use AI tools, such as essay and creative writing, reading and summarization, grammar correction, tutoring, brainstorming, to list a few. Here we have another frequency count for our statistical test. And we saw that most students reported that they use AI tools for the purpose of brainstorming and reading and summarization. Other high counts included essay writing as well as grammar correction. This suggests that most students use AI usage for helping them develop ideas as well as correcting mistakes. For our third research question, we tried to determine what was the average amount of courses students took within this current school year. Here we have another frequency count, and we saw that there is a clear 50% of students that noted that they took 10 courses total within this current school year. Based on these results, we can see that most students took at least 5 courses per semester, thus leading to a heavy course load.
So for research question four, we looked into what extent do students perceive themselves as knowledgeable and confident in using AI tools for business-related tasks. And the survey question was a Likert scale question. You rated your response from 1 to 5, strongly disagree to strongly agree. The statements were, I have a good understanding of the fundamental principles of AI as they apply to business. I can confidently explain how AI is used in business to others. I understand the potential limitations and risks of using AI in business applications. I am confident in using AI tools for various tasks, and I am confident in evaluating the accuracy and relevance of AI generated outputs. So as you can see here on the left-hand side in the table, we did a frequency count of each of the AI knowledge and confidence statements because that's what the statements focused on is AI knowledge and the confidence levels of the students. And the overall interpretation of this graph is that the students at Cal Poly perceive themselves, majority of the students perceive themselves as knowledgeable and confident in using Gen AI tools for business, with consistently high agreement across all 5 key areas. You can see most people are voting anywhere from 4 to 5, which is strongly confident or agree to strongly agree. So they highly agree with this statement. Um, so yeah. For research question five, we looked into do only upperclassmen, juniors and above used more advanced versions of AI. We pulled two survey questions for this one, the year of study, and also the general question if students currently subscribe to any Gen AI chatbot services right now. For this test, we did a cross tabulation, and the findings for this one was actually interesting that there there's a clear link between the academic level and AI tool subscription, um, with most advanced users almost exclusively in the junior plus group. But I thought it was interesting that only 41% of the upperclassmen actually have subscriptions. And this could suggest that awareness may be high, but subscription adoption is still not the norm. And this could possibly be due to the free access to tools that we still have. And cost also is probably a big one for students nowadays. Research question six, how do students use Gen AI tools for academic purposes? Or how often do students use Gen AI tools for academic purposes? And it's daily, weekly, monthly, rarely, never. For this one, we did percentages of each usage frequency. And as you can see for this one, the majority of students report using Gen AI tools regularly, with 78% of them using it either weekly or daily. Um, I think this is really important because it goes to show how often students are using it even in their everyday activities, um, studying, writing, summarizing, organizing assignments. It's something that I even do on a normal basis for using Gen AI tools. And lastly, our last research question asks if what is the self-reported level of expertise students have with Gen AI chatbot tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini. And the survey question was the same thing, it asked you to rate yourself from novice, beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert. A lot of the and then for this one, we also did percentages of each self-reported expertise level. And for this one, most students reported themselves as intermediate or beginner, and only a small percentage of people reported themselves as an advanced user or even an expert user. Um, I think it's interesting to look at the novice only being 5.3%. Only 5.3% of people say they are really, really new, don't even probably use Gen AI at all. But yeah, there's still room to grow um, for Gen AI use around from students, but also we'll get into a little bit later about SWB.
And now, based off of all that information, we're going to talk a bit about some recommendations that we have for Cal Poly. So for the first recommendation, we want to expand AI-based learning activities in classrooms. By doing so, we can create an organization of students, alumni, professors within the business college that allows for a live test lab. Um, a test lab could include students testing prompts, review outputs, and flag risks. Another recommendation is focusing on simulation activities as they use real information and are easily accessible. Um, and with this, we can use courses like GPA 6520 to test AI training modules tailored to the survey's findings, encourage hands-on use of AI tools like ChatGPT, um, and others in class projects and measure outcomes over time, encourage professors to have a policy that allows students to use it as well. For the third recommendation for Cal Poly, we recommend to increase support resources for students with full course loads, implement AI volunteer work to gain um, resume skills for future jobs in in AI generation, such as bias detection, result validation, and human AI collaboration. The fourth one is build on students' existing confidence by integrating more hands-on AI force activities into coursework and offering certifications to showcase their skills. Another one is encourage earlier exposure to premium AI tools in lower division classes through guided access, training, or subsidized subscriptions. And then the last recommendation for Cal Poly is, well, since students already use AI regularly based on the data we collected, Cal Poly should formally integrate AI use into course design and academic policies to support ethical, productive use. And now we also have some recommendations for SWB that we're going to talk about.
So as for recommendations for SWB, we really do think that they should collaborate more with other universities to create AI-based student projects. Because I feel like it's not just like a learning activity for students. I mean, it's not a learning activity for SWB, but also for students. Creative AI kits consisting of tools such as visual client reports and data for those practicing on-hand activities. Create a framework on AI policy that relies on volunteer feedback. Support current consultants with hands-on boarding, including access to premium tools, practical workshops, and easy start guides to encourage confident AI adoptions. Meeting consultants to beginner to intermediate levels with step-by-step guides. Since most consultants already use AI daily or weekly, SWB should focus on refining that usage through product-based applications and guidance on AI more strategically. And that's the end of our presentation. Does anybody have any questions? Dude, we like barely